Hello folks. Okay, so I was watching the math photographer and he was talking about where the field of view of, let's say, certain lenses, you get different types of field, even if it's the same millimeters. Now, the one thing I want to stress is that yes, I had to get a new harness. He chewed that up. Got him a new collar to match. So when when I'm done with the walk, I have to take this off, or he'll chew it up. And he's trying to butter me up because he wants to go out for a walk again. He just got done with one. He wants another. But anyway, long story short, I am going to use two different sets of lenses, or field of view. One is 28 millimeter. The other one will be 50 millimeter. Okay? It'll be on the Sony A7CR. Now, the pancake lens is a Viltrox 28 millimeter f4.5 autofocus. Then I'm going to use the Sony 28 millimeter. I think it's an f2.8. Might be an f2, I can't remember. And then we're going to compare pictures to see if the same field of view is the same or if there's a little magnification. Okay? I'm not looking for the focusing or the rendering of the lens. I'm looking at the field of view. That's what this video is about. That and trying not to get eaten alive by my playful dog here. Then I'm going to the 50 millimeter, the f1.8, and the 2.5. Yeah, the 2.5 compact G lens. Okay. On this model right here. So let me turn it around. On Jennifer. And there she is. And as you can see, here I go. So you can see, I got this all set up. I got a 2-second interval shooting. Got it on auto. And now I'm just going to take a shot. You see? No shaking. 4.5. I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to go back here. Turn it off. Now I'm going to remove the lens. And look how small this pancake lens is. And then don't need lens hood because it's a shutter close. I love it. Anyway, put that there. Now, I have the 28 millimeter f2.8. It's a bigger lens, as you can see. Let me take off the lens cap. You can see the difference. So anyway, I'm going to put this on. Turn it on. Now, you can see Jennifer right there. And you can see her on there. And I'm going to focus it. Oh, wait a minute. Right there. Autofocus on. Oh, look at that. Dry mode. You can't focus. So let's... Isn't that something? So let me turn it off then. Okay, now I'm going to focus it. And I'm just going to hit the shutter. It's on a tripod. Okay, now I have stabilization on, and I'm going to hit the menu right here. Okay, and hopefully you can read that pretty good. So it's off. Now I'm going to go for stabilization. See, I turn that off. There you go. I'm going to turn it off. I want no stabilization at all. Okay? So, back at the 28 millimeter. Autofocus on. This is with the stabilization off. There should be no difference in the camera mode on the Sony A7CR. Okay? So now, going back to the camera, I'm going to turn it off. Go back to the pancake lens. So I did one with stabilization on, one with off, okay? And in order to get it on, there's a little red dot right there to match the white dot. I wish it was on the outside, but it's not. I'm going to do the same thing, and you'll watch me. I'll focus it, and take the shot. And let's play some pictures just to show you. Okay. And it should be in focus right now. All right. So, see the difference? There are two ways. So like, this is the 28 millimeter Viltrox 4.5. Go to the next one. Wrong one. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. Go to the next. See? So this is with active stabilization off, and this is with it on. See anything different? Yeah. So the pancake lens, and if I do the information, yeah, this is f2, that's 4.5. Okay, that's the Sony, that's the Viltrox. Viltrox, Sony. See the difference? Okay. So, let's go again, this time with two different lenses. And I'm going to go back here to the camera. And I'm not going to turn on the stabilization, it's going to be off, okay? So now I'm going to try the 50 millimeter f2.5. And you look for the white dot. This is a Sony, and it's a 2.5. So, it's a lot closer. Jennifer's a lot closer. Okay, it's on her. Take the shot. All right, turn it off. Now I'm going to do the nifty 50. Focus on. Okay. And I am going to turn on stabilization. So let's see if I can do it this way. Nope, that's not it. Let's go in the menu. So, let's go to the menu. Okay. Steady shot, I'm going to turn on. There's only one setting for steady shot. So with this nifty 50, it's in the middle again. Focus. Turn it off. Now bring the 50 millimeter back, the 2.5 compact lens. Turn it on. And this is with a steady shot on. So it should have no crop with the Sony, all right? So let's see what happens. And if I press play just a little bit, just to compare. Yeah, I even see a crop. Crop, yep. So the lenses do make a difference. So what I'm going to show you in the studio is that the field of view does change if the lens barrel is shorter or longer, okay? So let's go to the studio. Thank you to Jennifer for helping me out. Wonderful lady, great model, free. And then of course there's my dog. He's not interested in any of this, but he thinks this is a toy, so he wants to chew it. So anyway, let's go to the studio. Back. All right. So let's get this show on the road. I had two 50 millimeter lenses, all right, a 2.8 and a 1.8, 50 millimeter, okay. Lens hood with the compact G lens, and then I have a lens hood, but I just left the lens hood on there because it really doesn't matter. I didn't use it for this one. And then of course the 228 millimeter, and this is what I did in the preview, showing these off. And you saw the camera, so I used the Sony A7CR. So let's go to the screen share. Now, if I click on here, you'll see this right here is the Sony 28 millimeter 4.5. It's actually a Viltrox. If I go over here, no, it just says Sony A7CR. But believe me, this is a Viltrox lens. It doesn't have any manual focus. It just has autofocus, okay? So this is the first picture of Jennifer, okay? Look at the field of view. Now I'm going to go to the next one. And you see, even with the 28 millimeter on the Sony, which is an f2, it's a little bit further. And yet the barrel is longer. So manufacturers say it might be 28 millimeters or something like that. They may have their calibration wrong, okay? So let's go back. Viltrox, pancake lens, tiny thing. And then that's a Sony. Let's go, and these are stabilized, okay? So stabilization is on. There should be no crop. So if I go back to Sony again, with the crop or with the stabilization turned off, you see, no difference except for the background, okay? A little bit more blurry there, less blurry here. And then, of course, look, it's almost the same, but look at the background. All right? So you can see the background, and also on the 4.5, it's a lot sharper. But look at that. On the Sony, background stays the same. Well, basically, it's just different focusing. And then when I put the Viltrox back on, without any stabilization, so the stabilization doesn't make a difference, okay? If I put dynamic active on video, it does, because active brings a crop, and then dynamic active brings some more crop. So let's go to the 50 millimeter, okay? This is the 2.5, which is the G lens, okay? And it's at, I think it's at 2.5. Yeah. Well, it's F4. I had it on automatic. So anyway, the lighting was good. Now, this is the 1.8 Nifty 50, okay? There's a difference. So on this case, the lens barrel is almost the same size as the compact G, but it is a little bit longer, all right? And you can see the G lens, compact, and then the f1.8. So what I do notice is the ones with the lower aperture, and you see this is f4, f4, they're all at f4, okay? And I don't know. Same company. The lens is not that much different, but in this case, the shorter lens has a wider field of view compared to the longer lens, which should be natural. Viltrox did it differently, and I think with the Viltrox, it's, I just couldn't tell you. It must be the autofocusing, you know, in the bokeh in the background. Anyway, there's the 50 millimeter. Stabilized, and then I put it back on the G lens, and it's stabilized. So you see a closer view, and if I go to the 28, the only difference is she's the same size. It's just the background that changes, okay? Here, it's a different story with the 50 millimeter. See, everything gets closer when you change lenses. And they're both 50 millimeter. And they're both at f4. And I just wanted to show you that. So basically what I'm saying is it's approximate, okay, the field of view. You just have to try out the lens to see how it is. But as I can tell you, usually the longer barrel brings in the subject a lot closer than a pancake lens. In this case, Viltrox brought in close. Well, it was the same thing, just that the background was brought in. So I don't know. It must be the different types of lenses that they use. This has had more lenses. This may have 2 or 3. I don't know. But I just wanted to show you that you look at the field of view, the focal length approximate, and they look the same, but then sometimes you get a crop where actually the subject matter comes closer to you. That's all I want to show you, is that basically Each lens is different from every manufacturer. The images were sharp. It was taken with the full frame mode in mind. And, with 8K images, they look pretty good. But anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.